are the nation's strength, you are the nation's future. Let's rise with the spirit of success.
In line with the government's development program to uplift the nation, People's Bank introduces the Business Power Loan Scheme to empower small and medium enterprises. Visit your nearest People's Bank for more details.
Let's rise with the spirit of success.
In a few moments, the news.
People's Bank introduces the Business Power Loan Scheme to empower small and medium enterprises.
This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.
"8:45, this is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. The news edited by Lal Mallavarachi and read by Niranjan Abesundara. Appropriation Bill 2020 passed in Parliament without a vote. The Prime Minister says 70 billion rupees have been spent to provide relief to the people affected by the pandemic. 100,000 jobs to unemployed youth before the end of this year. 277 more cases were identified today, increasing the total count to 15,627. Total number of recoveries stands at 10,653. Arrangements have been made to conduct PCR tests on all employees at the Manning Market. The Colombo Chief Medical Officer says that there may be more than 30,000 people infected with COVID-19 in the city. In world news, defiant Hong Kong opposition was condemned by China. In sports news, India's tour in Australia begins on the 17th of December. The Speaker Mahinda Yappabawadana said the appropriation bill for the year 2020 was passed in Parliament today without a vote. The Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa says that the government had so far spent 70 billion rupees to provide relief to the people affected by the COVID-19 pandemic and for other activities such as identification of patients, quarantine activities and random testing. The Prime Minister presenting the 2020 budget proposal in Parliament today said, despite the limits set by the vote on accounts and the weak budget and economy, the government has taken a massive effort to manage the COVID-19 epidemic. The Prime Minister further said the context of the government's budget policy is to change the destructive social and economic part during the last 5 years. The Prime Minister said it is essential to move out of the present part to achieve economic independence. The Prime Minister Rajapaksa said an immense amount of work has been done this year amid many challenges. He said main among them was providing jobs to 6,000 unemployed graduates. 40,000 jobs have been given under the program to provide employment to 100,000 poor families. The Prime Minister emphasized that the aim of the government is to provide 100,000 jobs to them before the end of this year. The Ministry of Health says that 470 individuals who were diagnosed with COVID-19 have been discharged from medical care and they have completely recovered from the virus. They bring the total number of recoveries reported in the country to 10,653. Sri Lanka's confirmed cases stand at 15,627 and 274 more cases were identified today. Epidemiology unit says 4,651 of them are still under medical care. Sri Lanka's coronavirus death toll has risen to 48 as 2 more deaths were confirmed by Department of Government Information. Both patients have been receiving treatment at the Mullaria Hospital upon being diagnosed with COVID-19. There are 51,861,137 cases worldwide and 36,420,038 of them have recovered. This news broadcast comes to you from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.
People's Bank introduces the Business Power Loan Scheme to empower small and medium enterprises.
3 hotlines have been introduced to assist employees of the Manning Market who have not undergone PCR tests so far. The 3 numbers are 071-859-1555, 071-859-1555, 071-859-1554, 071-859-1554 and 071-859-1551, 071-859-1551. Police spokesman D. Jadith Rohan has said that if an employee at the Manning Market has not undergone a PCR test, they're required to contact these numbers, after which arrangements will be made to conduct PCR tests on them. They can send their details, including name, number of the shop they work at, permanent address, and the national ID card number, or an SMS to any of the above numbers. State Minister Cyril Premadan said that steps have been taken to cover study programs for the third term of all school students in the country from the 15th of this month. He mentioned this while attending the Torrington operation of Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation today. The study programs of students from grade 3 to advanced level examination are being recorded at present with the participation of competent teachers covering the syllabuses. The students will be able to follow them from their homes on all 7 days to the radio and television. A method has also been introduced to use the system online. And that ends local news for now.
Let's rise with the spirit of success.
In line with the government's development program to uplift the nation, People's Bank introduces the Business Power Loan Scheme to empower small and medium enterprises.
A mother knows the pain of each member of the family. Siddhalepa, the trusted relief for aches and pains.
An effective therapy for relief from cold, sneezing, flu, headaches, swelling due to toothaches, rheumatic, discomforts, and muscular aches and pains. Siddhalepa, the Veda Mahatmya in every home.
The main news story is brought to you by Siddhalepa Veda Mahatmya.
Colombo Chief Medical Officer Dr. Ruwan Vijayamuni said that there may be more than 30,000 people infected with COVID-19 coronavirus in the city of Colombo. Dr. Vijayamuni points out in PCR tests conducted and 300 randomly selected people in the city, 5% of them were found to be infected, and accordingly 5% of 600,000 people in the Colombo city are suspected to be infected. He noted that 80% of the infected people do not show any symptoms, but they are carriers of this disease, and that only 5% of infected people show symptoms. Dr. Vijayamuni pointed out that only 0.4% of the people who show these symptoms die due to the seriousness of the disease. He said that people living in Colombo should be especially careful that the disease can be present in anyone's body without showing any symptoms. That was the main news story.
The main news story was brought to you by Siddhalepa Veda Mahatmya.
Brush your teeth twice a day for healthy teeth and gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, your trusted brands in oral care for many years.
Supiriviki Ayurvedic toothpaste for adults. Kakulu Ayurvedic toothpaste for kids. 9 Ayurvedic ingredients of Supiriviki will protect your teeth and strengthen your gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, products from Siddhalepa.
On to Watchlight, Army Commander Chandra Silva says all citizens, especially those in the Western Province, are requested to restrict movements across districts as well. Those who are living in other areas in the country are also requested to refrain from travelling to other areas unless for emergencies. He said the decision to prohibit people in the Western Province from travelling outside the province was taken to avoid the spread of COVID-19 to other areas. That came to you in Watchlight. On to world news. Defiant Hong Kong opposition was condemned by China. Delhi COVID cases spike as temperatures drop and pollution rises. World's longest-serving Prime Minister dies. The Chinese government has condemned the mass resignation of most of Hong Kong's opposition from parliament as an open challenge to its authority. The all-pro-democracy lawmakers have resigned in protest after 4 of their colleagues were deemed threats to national security and dismissed. Menacing Hong Kong's limited democracy is now being in its death throes. The UK has accused China of breaching its commitments to protect Hong Kong's autonomy. India's capital Delhi is battling a winter surge of COVID-19 cases. The temperatures plummet and air pollution rises to dangerous levels. The city confirmed more than 8,500 cases on Wednesday alone, its highest daily record yet. It also identified deaths in a day, putting the total beyond 7,000. The sharp spike in cases after months-long lull has also put pressure on hospitals. More than half the available beds are already occupied. The world's longest-serving Prime Minister, Prince Khalifa bin Salman Al Khalifa of Bahrain, has died at the age of 84. Prince Khalifa, who took office after Bahrain gained independence in 1971, has been receiving treatment at a hospital in the US, state media said. He was an uncle to King Hamad and had a powerful role within the royal family. The prince was regarded by some as a hardliner, and his removal was demanded by pro-democracy protesters during a failed Arab Spring uprising in 2011. And back to the headlines of the world news. Defiant Hong Kong opposition condemned by China. Delhi's COVID cases spike as temperatures drop and pollution rises. World's longest-serving Prime Minister dies. That was world news.
Development News is brought to you by...
When Aya bought a motorbike, he bought 2 helmets. So sweet of him. I'm sure the other one is for me.
In whatever we do, we Sri Lankans are always thinking of others. When we get Munchies Super Cream Crackers, they're not just for ourselves. Munchies Super Cream Cracker. Super kiyanne nikang neveyi.
Minister of Industries Vimal Veerawangsa states that a total of 15 industrial estates will be established island-wide within the next 5 years. Accordingly, a new industrial park will be constructed in the Dimulagala-Valikantha area in the Polonnaruwa district. At a discussion held in Polonnaruwa recently, he added this will give priority to value-added manufacturing factories in the Polonnaruwa district. That was Development News.
When Tati bought a new family car, it wasn't just for the 4 of us.
It's a 10-seater van. Enough for friends and relatives too.
Mummy insisted on building an extra room in our new house.
Well, you never know who'll come to stay. We need more pillows too.
When I was studying late, Nangi would come by to help.
No, I don't know physics, but I do know you need a Munchies Super Cream Cracker.
In whatever we do, we Sri Lankans are always thinking of others.
When we get Munchies Super Cream Crackers, they're not just for ourselves.
Munchies Super Cream Cracker. Super kiyanne nikang neveyi.
On to sports news. Batsman Wolpuoski and all-rounder Cameron Green are among 5 uncapped players named Australia's test squad for the upcoming series against India. Wolpuoski, 22, has hit double centuries in both of his Sheffield Shield matches this season, while Green, 21, averages 32.60 from 4 matches. Seamer Sean Abbott, all-rounder Michael Nesser and spinner Bishal Swepson, who have all played white ball cricket for Australia, are the other new faces. That was sports news.
Empower your dreams with NSV Wings. NSV Wings, recharge the high goals.
Business News, sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
Sampath Bank recorded a profit before tax PBT of 6.99 billion and a profit after tax PAT of 5.09 billion for the 9 months ended 30 September 2020. This is a decline of 33.1% in BBT and 22% in PAT compared to the corresponding period of 2019. That was Business News.
Business News, sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
The wait is over and it's time for you to experience happiness. It's time to remap the graph for success. It's time to rebuild your empire. It's time to initiate your entrepreneur dreams. Empower your dreams with NSV Wings. Get your 2-year personal loan for just 7% per annum, starting from 500,000 rupees to 10 million rupees. All you need is just one guarantee. NSV Wings, recharge the high goals.
Economic news, courtesy of...
Hello, Puta. Did you land already?
We're in transit and our flight got delayed.
How is Shani? Poor thing with her pregnancy.
Calm down, everything is sorted. Why, I have my LOLC World Card with me. We are at the VIP lounge.
LOLC Finance Credit Cards. Fuel the goodness in you.
State Minister of Money and Capital Market Aditya Cabral emphasized Sri Lanka can manage the current debt obligations without seeking help from the International Monetary Fund. State Minister Cabral told Parliament today that they have already worked out the logistics to manage the debt. Many people today are pushing us into the International Monetary Fund, setting the country's resources, slashing the public service, devaluing the rupee, but the government will not allow it, he said. That is economic news.
Congratulations on your promotion. Heard you gave a treat for everyone in your department yesterday.
Yeah.
When will be our treat, huh?
Well, how about today?
Oh no, I was just joking. We'll have a party with your new salary.
It's fine. I have my LOLC credit card with me. Let's go out today.
Those who spread goodness radiate happiness to everyone around them. Introducing LOLC Finance Credit Cards. Fuel the goodness in you.
On to the weather, Met Department says showers or thunder showers will occur tomorrow in most parts of the island in the afternoon. Showers may occur at several places in the coastal areas of northern and eastern provinces and Hambantota district during the morning. Heavy showers of 100 millimeters can be expected at some places in the western, Sabaragamu and central provinces and the Galle and Matara districts. And back to the headlines of the news. Appropriation Bill 2020 passed in Parliament without a vote. The writers say that 70 billion rupees have been spent to provide relief to the people affected by the pandemic. 100,000 jobs to be to the unemployed youth before the end of this year. 277 more COVID-19 cases were identified today, increasing the total count to 15,627. The total number of recoveries stands at 10,653. Arrangements have been made to conduct the PCR tests on all employees at the Manning Market. The Government Chief Medical Officer said that there may be more than 30,000 people infected with COVID-19 in the city. In the world news, defiant Hong Kong opposition condemned by China. And sports news, India's tour in Australia begins on the 17th of December.